Cleaning is the process of removing all soils from a surface. Soil is any unwanted matter that needs to be removed, such as bits of food, debris, or other soils stuck on equipment after a production run. Sanitizing, on the other hand, is a process that reduces the number of invisible microorganisms on a clean surface to safe levels in order to prevent outbreaks of foodborne illness. For a surface to be sanitized, it must first be cleaned. Thoroughly cleaning and sanitizing equipment and the facility allows your company to produce a safe, quality product. Why bother making anything if it's not clean? Think about your kitchen at home. You keep it clean to keep your food safe. And that's exactly why you need to follow good practices at work. You're making food for others. Plus, it's the law. Your company must comply with legal regulations that require cleaning and sanitizing. It protects both the safety of your products and the reputation of your company. Cleaning and sanitizing procedures must be performed according to the sanitation operating procedure at your facility. Extensive cleaning and sanitizing is often done after a production run. However, certain activities during production, such as product changeovers, can also pose a risk of cross-contamination. So in some instances, equipment needs to be cleaned, rinsed, and sanitized during the production run. This is called operational sanitation, which may also require microbial environmental sampling. For the cleaning and sanitizing process to be effective, it's important to follow good practices such as following GMPs, washing your hands, and changing smocks as required. Good practices such as these help prevent cross-contamination from the environment, employees, and equipment to the product. For example, remember to clean and sanitize tools like thermometers after each use on the line. It's also important to follow required traffic patterns in your facility if you have to move around. You don't want someone to go from a raw area to a ready-to-eat or pasteurized area, potentially cross-contaminating food. A dedicated operational sanitor should handle tasks such as removing floor soils, removing trash receptacles, and transporting items to the inedible trash and recycling area during normal operation. This person should not come in contact with food processing equipment. Make sure the tools you use for cleaning and sanitizing don't become a source of cross-contamination. Eliminate the use of water hoses during operations to prevent cross-contamination. Implement a sanitizer hose to replace the water hose. The sanitizer hose will provide a sanitizing treatment when removing soils from equipment, floors, walls, and tools. Use dedicated floor squeegees, brooms, shovels, and scrapers for removing floor soils to reduce the potential of cross-contamination from the floors, drains, and walls to the processing equipment and product. Let's explore in a little detail the purpose of cleaning and the types of soils you may encounter. Cleaning works to remove soil from a surface. Soil is any unwanted matter that needs to be removed from a surface, not just large debris. It includes soil stuck to a surface that can be harder to see. For example, visible soils can appear as a light film over a surface. The color of the film will vary depending on the type of soil. Soil is generally categorized as oil and fat, protein, carbohydrates, or minerals, or some combination of the four. The type of soil present on a surface depends on the product being produced. Oils and fats come from products such as meats, dairy, and products processed in fryers. Proteins come from milk, eggs, soybeans, alternative milk beverages, peanut butter, nuts, and meats that have dried on a surface. Carbohydrates are sugars or starches such as pasta, potatoes, corn, tortillas, and bread. Minerals are mostly found in water and from minerals added to certain beverages and foods. Basically, the type of soil can vary. Some food products have higher levels of protein while others have higher levels of carbohydrates. In many cases, there may be multiple types of soils on a surface and in varying quantities, depending on the setting and the type of food being handled. Soils that are burned or dried onto the surface can make cleaning more difficult, so the cleaning program may have to be adjusted to effectively clean difficult soils. Different types of cleaners are suited for removing different types of soils. Alkaline cleaners are better suited for removing food processing soils such as oils and fats, proteins, and carbohydrate soils. The most common source of alkalinity is a chemical called sodium hydroxide. It is also known as caustic soda. Other chemicals may also provide alkalinity and may be used if caustic soda is incompatible with equipment or if there are effluent issues. Acid cleaners are better suited for removing mineral scale, such as from hard water. Remember that some acids are stronger and more corrosive than others. Only use the recommended type of acid and concentration as directed. When using any cleaner, always follow the recommendation in the sanitation operating procedure for the specific equipment or environment. Also check the safety data sheet and catalog sheet for the appropriate alkaline or acid cleaner. You can check with your Ecolab account manager for any questions regarding the appropriate chemical to use. There are 4 basic factors that impact cleaning effectiveness. These are chemical concentration, temperature, time, and mechanical action. These 4 factors can be increased or decreased depending on the cleaning requirements. Chemical concentration refers to the amount of a chemical within a use solution. The chemical concentration needs to be optimal for the soil, surface, and water chemistry. Temperature is a factor as chemicals in water affect soil more effectively at specific temperatures. Time refers to how long a chemical use solution remains in contact with the surface. Mechanical action refers to the use of scrub brushes and other scrubbing tools on a surface. Mechanical action can also refer to the flow rate of a line circuit, the spray pressure and flow through a spray device on a CIP system, or the circulation and aeration in a COP tank or sink. Keep the 4 factors in the optimum range by always following the specific requirements outlined in the sanitation operating procedure where you work. Cleaning and sanitizing surfaces and equipment removes soils and prevents contamination by microorganisms. So what exactly are microorganisms? They're living things such as bacteria, viruses, molds, yeasts, and parasites that are too small to see with your eyes. Some, like viruses, are so small that hundreds of millions of them can fit on the head of a pin. Microorganisms can be found just about everywhere, in the soil, water, raw meat, unwashed fruits and vegetables, on people, and many other places. They can be brought in with the products, ingredients, on people and on their clothes and shoes, on new equipment, tools, air, or on pests. Some microorganisms can make you sick and in some cases even cause death. The dangerous ones have the ability to grow inside of us or on the food itself. Viruses and bacteria are the most common microorganisms that cause foodborne illnesses, which is why following correct sanitation procedures is critical to the safety and quality of the foods you handle. The objective of the cleaning step is to first clean the surface of soils and reduce the microbial load to a minimum before applying the sanitizer. The purpose of using a sanitizer on a clean surface is to kill microorganisms, reducing their populations to a safe level in order to prevent outbreaks of foodborne illness. Various types of chemical sanitizers can be used in food processing plants. Some of the most common types of chemical sanitizers are chlorine, quaternary ammonium compounds, acid compounds, and peroxyacid compounds. Disinfectants are a higher use concentration and are used to kill all vegetative cells, and they can be used to treat drains and other environmental surfaces. A disinfectant treatment would involve applying the product at a disinfectant concentration on equipment, floors, and walls. If you apply a disinfectant to a food contact surface, it would need to be thoroughly rinsed with potable water and then resanitized with the correct no-rinse sanitizer concentration. Floors and walls are non-food contact surfaces and do not require a potable rinse. Remember to always use the proper sanitizer at the right concentration, as listed in your sanitation operating procedure. Contact your Ecolab account manager if you have any questions. Thank you for your attention during this course. Let's review for a moment the topics we covered. Cleaning is the process of removing all soils from a surface. After cleaning, a best practice is to wash your hands and change smocks as required before any sanitizing is performed. Sanitizing is a process that reduces the number of invisible microorganisms on a clean surface to safe levels. Cleaning and sanitizing procedures must be performed according to the sanitation operating procedure at your facility. There are 4 basic factors that impact cleaning effectiveness. These are chemical concentration, temperature, time, and mechanical action. Each of these factors can be increased or decreased depending on the cleaning requirements.